I really like to read Russian writers. I have a trouble with Solzhenitsyn. I also have a bit of a problem with Boris Pasternak because the names of the characters, and there are always so many characters in a Russian novel, make it, you really have to work to read English translations of Russian novels. But um, I said before, I like Mikhail Bulgakov especially. He is not difficult to read. The reason I'm saying all this, uh, earlier this evening, flipping through the channels, and I went to Turner Classic Movie Channel here, TCM, and there it was, Dr. Zhivago again. So this time I recorded it because it was getting on to dinner time, and it's a 3.5 hour movie. And then just by sheer coincidence, I get this email from Jeff, who apparently was watching it also. He writes this: while watching Dr. Zhivago again, one can't help but step back and think about today's global struggles. In every country, the upheavals are constant. How lucky some of us are that we still live isolated and insulated from the horrors of the constant struggle. Director David Lean delivered the struggle in Mother Russia in a brilliant manner. He told Omar Sharif not to speak in 99% of the film. The story was told in imagery. The Tsar's Cossacks slaughtering the marchers chills the blood. I'm not sure most Americans can even identify with those that struggled against the Tsars, yet we had our revolution. So long ago, we've forgotten what our ancestors fought for. And today, well, the Constitution has been ravaged and pissed on. We are far too comfortable to realize what has been lost. All of us live in a bubble. I'm no different. I live according to global standards. What I have done lately is research the history of the Russian Revolution. Edmund Wilson's To the Finland Station has opened new avenues of knowledge about the struggle that began long, long ago in the 18th century. Amazing what little I knew about the players in one of the most dramatic epochs imaginable. All I ever knew about Russia was implanted in my head since birth. The Cold War literally brainwashed me, leaving me totally ignorant of the evolution of European political history. Time for catch-up. Jeff. Yeah, we Americans, for the past almost 70 years, have been fed a steady diet of bullcrap about Soviet Union, and more specifically, Russia. And this latest incident caused by the European Union, by the neocons in the United States, by the U.S. government, to try to push Russia into some kind of reaction. The whole thing reminds me of Sean Hannity and this rancher. Sean gets the rancher on television and tries desperately to push him into some kind of a statement that could get him into serious trouble. Sean doesn't care. Sean's a punk. Sean is a coward. And he displays that cowardice every time he gets somebody on the air like that and just keeps grinding on them. Now, this farmer is not all that stupid. He keeps deflecting what Hannity has to say, because I'm sure the farmer wants as much publicity as he can get. But I digress. When I think about the lies and the deceptions that we have been told about the situation, and I shared last night with you a piece by Robert Perry about the distortions that we Americans have been spoon-fed by our twisted corporate media. When you consider the implications of that misinformation, that disinformation that we're being fed, to me, being a child of the Cold War, it just sounds so, I mean, Jesus Christ, here we go again. Here we go again. And like Jeff wrote, using Pasternak's Dr. Zhivago as a starting point, and then checking out Russian music. I'm talking about the classics. I'm talking about necessarily Pussy Riot. But if you start with the classic composers and the poets, has any country, maybe China, produced as many poets as Russia has? But the classical music, the literature, the science that has come from this godless. Now, granted, a lot of the music came as a result of came during Tsarist Russia, but how many of us know about Russian history, about Mother Russia? Listen to Greg in our chat room sent me something I hadn't heard for a long time, and that was Renaissance, the group that was real popular in late 70s, early 80s, and their song, Mother Russia. And I hadn't heard that song for probably 20 or 30 years, and then Greg sent it to me, and I just thought, damn, yeah, Mother Russia. But I honestly believe, just like Jeff wrote, that maybe Americans should try to get rid of our kind of isolated provincial worldview and learn a little bit more, especially where it concerns what's happening in Ukraine and Crimea and Russia and why it's happening. You know what I'm saying?